Good Sunday evening, everybody. Welcome back to me drawing every day for a year. This is week number 45. Let's get into it. So this week I'm going to start off backwards. This was a drawing that I finished yesterday. I was in a bit of a pickle, didn't know really what to draw. So what's my motto? My motto is to draw whatever's in front of me. So this scene, this setup was what was on my dining room table. Unfortunately, I had a few elements that I'm really weak at conveying in the visual language, in drawing. In particular, circles and perspective. So I had these cans arranged, one sitting in another, and then this coffee mug, and then this packing tape dispenser. All juicy things I could try to convey accurately. And I think it turned out quite well. And then I got a bit more adventurous and painted this. So this can stacked within a can. I tried painting it because I haven't been oil painting in months. I thought this was a great way to get me back into it. A small study that I gave myself, I'd say 2.5 hours to do, alla prima painting. It's one sitting, one shot, and I think it turned out quite well. Okay, now jumping into my small sketchbook. Actually, that's not the spread. That's not the spread. This is the spread I'm looking for. Let's zoom in. Okay. I've mentioned this particular website in several of my past sketchbook tour videos. It's earthsworld.com. It's basically a collection of photos of people at state fairs in the US. This photographer collected all these shots that he took there, and it's a great resource if you like drawing people, as I do. So I usually end up there when I'm in the mood to draw unique people and their portraits. Back to subway drawing. As we enter the winter months here in Toronto, Canada, you will see more and more of my drawings on subways in my apartment or at work. I'm not much of a person who gets out during the winter months. I don't really like winter. So this, I think, will start a long train of, pardon the pun, of subway sketches for the next few weeks. So this particular lady was deep into her newspaper, and then this gentleman sat in front of me right on the edge of his seat. So I tried to convey that forward and backward positioning of these two passengers. I think the woman turned out quite well. I drew her first, but then I got into a bit of trouble trying to accurately determine the scale of this gentleman. Unfortunately, I had to get off at my stop, so I couldn't finish this particular drawing. On November 13th, I had to go to my sister's place in Oakville, I guess a satellite city to Toronto, or a city in its own right. But I had to take the regional train out there. So you have to go down to Union Station and hop on their GO train, or Ontario's GO train system, which is a regional train system. So I'm waiting for my train, and people are lined up at Tim Hortons, and this was a great chance for me to practice my perspective drawing. As well as because of the scale of my sketchbook, and the ballpoint pen I was using, I couldn't really go into great detail with everything. So it was an exercise in trying to get the general gist of what I saw in front of me, and I think it turned out quite well. I particularly liked the pile of boxes that needed to be sorted out by the Tim Hortons staff, but I really like how I conveyed the general idea that there was a bunch of boxes there. Instead of drawing every corner of every box, you just got the idea that it was a mound of boxes. So that's what I liked. Back to my subway drawing. This particular gentleman I've seen quite often, regularly, because we catch the same train every morning if my bus is running on time. He's a construction worker, and he usually sits diagonally from me. He'll pull his hat down over his eyes, and he wears a personal protection mask. And it's great. He doesn't know I'm sketching, he sleeps, and I just draw him. This particular girl had a great chin. That's what I noticed right off the bat when I was trying to sketch her when I returned home that night, and got a quick little study of her. Some more subway sketching. This particular gentleman did in fact have a long torso, but I think I really exaggerated the lengthiness of his torso. So in fact, it should be just a bit shorter, but it was good practice to try to work on a person who didn't have average body size, and to try to convey that accurately. And these particular gentlemen were other passengers on the subway. Remember I said the construction worker, this guy here, he showed up a few days later. We were on the same train, and I got to draw him in a green pen now. And I finished up early. It didn't hit my stop, and this woman sat down 2 seats over, and I tried drawing her, but couldn't finish because my stop arrived. This was a page just trying to get something down. My coworker Serhi, a very unique look. He has a mohawk, purple mohawk this week, I think it is. And it was a quick little sketch, some subway passengers and my cat, Kimchi. I wasn't too satisfied with this particular spread, so I moved on to drawing my living room. Again, working in perspective, something that is one of my many Achilles heels. And yeah, I think it turned out quite well. But I think I have to look into drawing perspectives and creating compositions intentionally now. So I have to look into that, perhaps buy a book or borrow one from the library to see what makes a good composition. Because right now, yes, it might be accurate, but it doesn't say much to me. And I believe I have one more drawing. Yep, this drawing was done on the subway, and I think at Union Station. Just figures in space. I didn't like the underlying drawing, this perspective of those massive columns, so I tried hiding it with these fountain pen drawings. That is my MO for drawings that I don't like. I try to draw over them, hide it, erase its existence from my sketchbook. But it didn't turn out too well because you still see that drawing. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed week 45. Wow, I can't believe it's week 45. Thank you for joining me. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section below. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a great next week, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.